All right, everybody. We are at Armed Forces up in Washington, D.C. Bryce, what is, where are we, Arlington?
We are at the Claredon Cup.
Claredon Cup. Thank you for correcting me because I don't remember. All right, Bryce, we're riding along with you today. Your FTP for this race was 355, coming in at 3.9 watts per kg. You might be sandbagging a little bit there. Your weight is 200, race age 30. Real quick, we're going to jump into the race stats like we always do. This is the Cat 2-3 race. There is 85 riders.
86 riders total.
40 minutes, 17 miles, average speed 25.9, normalized power 347, average power 317. Bryce, what is your 1 minute power?
Best 1 minute power is 732.
732. Okay.
Yeah, and then for this race I did only 480
for 1 minute. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So we wanted to throw that other statistic out there for you guys, so to help you kind of understand Bryce's ability, his racing power, and all that stuff. So jumping ahead, Bryce. This was crazy, dude. We had watched a couple videos before jumping into this race, and we knew that like you had to like attack to the front as quickly as possible. And with these like super over 9-degree turns, we knew that technical skill, speed through the corner, clean lines were going to be king to be in the front of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a little bit of beta from a rider, and I grew up doing this race, so I knew that the key was to be like far up at the front and fight for that position early. Generally, either splits happen or a breakaway was going away, and in past videos I always talk about that being like my kind of race. So I was really looking to move up as quickly as possible, be in the right spot.
Yeah, and right out of the final turn, you're busting out 1,000 watts, and you're probably 40 riders deep, I think, right now. It was crazy. There was like wasn't really one specific corral. There was like 3 different like little bitty corrals that you could like jump into and like try and get on the start line. Nick and I are also in this race. We are currently behind Bryce. Can't see us because we don't have a rear cam today, but we do not make it too long in this race. We probably make about halfway. I get caught up in 2 different crashes. I didn't go down, but they held me up, and Nick was had trouble clipping in, and with 80 riders, you immediately just get swarmed. So he was battling back the entire time. So for me and Nick, it was a pretty tough race, and I wish I did not delete my footage to show you so we could show you those crashes. But look around on the internet. You can find this race from another perspective. I'm pretty sure that they've been caught. But Bryce, we're going to be riding along with you today, and it's going to be fun, man. You're going to be battling towards the front. Right now, we're in the first 2 or 3 laps, and we're just kind of give you guys a preview of the tempo, the speed, how these corners look in a group of 80-plus 2-3 riders. It's a mixed bag, dude. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and one thing that you'll kind of see here, and I did a really bad job. They don't let you pre-ride the course as much as I'd like, so you're going to see some bad cornering here, and hopefully I kind of honed that in a little bit later on. But it was definitely probably most likely one of the biggest issues I had throughout this race.
Yeah, and that's okay. Luckily, these corners are wide, except for those. Even the ones that are over 9 degrees, they're like really wide turns, so you have plenty of room. But we're skipping ahead a little bit in the action. They started pulling riders, I want to say, on lap 2 or 3. That's how strung out the field got with this many riders. And one thing that's different, real quick, Bryce is bridging a gap right now. We're 7 minutes in. Luckily, you're tall enough, Bryce, that you could see over a couple of those guys and see this gap going up the road to the top 15 riders right here.
Yeah, so I was doing a little bit of leapfrogging, and this is what I was saying at the beginning of this race, how important it is to make sure that you get far enough up. So it seemed as though the theme of today's ride was just to keep it extremely hard throughout the entire race. And so small gaps would start to form, and on a course this flat, as soon as a gap starts to form, it would just annihilate the field. And so if you didn't hop that group and leapfrogged up to the lead group, then you would essentially lose your race. And it seems like there was a lot of strong people that should have been in this lead group that had bad positioning, and as a result didn't end up in the selection.
Yep. Yeah, and I'll put myself in that category. Like, you just get pulled, or you're just fighting wheels and you get caught off guard. So kudos to you, Bryce, for executing our team plan perfectly. You were the one that survived. We were stoked to have you up here battling it out with these guys. One thing that was different about this course is they had not only a lead moto, but a lead car. So your normal distance to the leaders from the rear of the field just gets extended by like another baseball field. So that's why they started pulling riders within like the second and third lap, and that guy just pedal striked in front of you, Bryce. Jesus.
Yeah, that I was warned about that corner, particularly for people pedal striking. So if I saw people pedaling through there, I kind of knew, just to give them a little bit of room.
Yeah. And surprising that he did that. He just literally just got a little too excited and got a little pedal strike in there. All right, we're pushing onwards. 22 minutes in, and the breakaway or a lead group has been established. There is this Kelly rider's getting a little sketch. I don't know if there's a slow up, and then Bryce, you have to pay for it coming out of the corner. So a lead group has established of I think it's about 20 to 15 riders, just watching the footage here. But there is a chase group where I'm in it, a lot of other strong riders are in, and we're probably 15 seconds behind, and we're not cohesive as a group. We're all like strung out, single file, and like gaps are opening up, just like Bryce mentioned earlier. Bryce, you do a great job right here, moving up on the inside, gaining a couple free spots, and try and get away from that rear end of this lead group.
Yeah, and I wanted to just continually move up because I thought there was going to be another selection from this. And I just wanted to continually put myself in a situation where I could just react.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Moving ahead a couple more minutes in, this is going to be the start of a preem lap. Bryce, do you remember how much Doritos you would win if you got this one?
I think I have no idea. Honestly, I just thought it was a preem. And I was psyched to be in a spot where I could contend it, and so I thought I'd give it the beans and try to do it. Yeah,
when I saw this, I was super psyched for you. So rolling around third wheel right here, coming into a preem lap. Did you think that you were gonna? When did you decide that you were gonna contest this thing?
As
right
soon
now?
As the bell rang.
As soon as the bell rang. That's what. All right, perfect. And I think that's a great mentality to have, because as you guys all know, they throw preems out there randomly, and it's really kind of just the luck of the draw. Like, if you're the guy that's on the front for that half lap before, you're probably not going to want to contest it. But this Kelly rider lets his two teammates kind of roll off the front right here, and I was a little worried for you.
Yeah. So yes, I wanted to go for the preem, but I had an ulterior motive outside of just getting the preem lap. Like, usually what happens is folks will sprint, and then if you can cause a split or a separation, like I said, which I wanted, I was looking for that separation. So I wanted to get, if I did get the preem, that would have been awesome, but I really wanted to force another selection and force a breakaway, because I knew that group probably wouldn't have worked together given, how small the breakaway was.
All right, here you come to the line, Bryce. You got a guy coming on your left. Boom! And it was a bike throw. We'll drop a photo of the bike throw in that. But if you guys have made it this far in the video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Appreciate you guys watching. Hope you're enjoying the content of Bryce being on the front and battling for preems. Yeah, dude. Now you guys have a little bit of a gap. So since a few of you guys sprinted for that preem, there's, I think, 2 more guys on your wheel right now, and you have I want to say probably like 3 to 5 second gap, and I'm sure you're a little bit smoked. Your heart rate's at 190 or 187. Looks like you're flicking your elbow right here, letting a couple guys through, and they kind of go over the top of you.
Yeah, and I think what actually happened is they caught me on after the first turn, and then they were able to just, sit in, and then I pulled off. I wanted to just pull the plug on me being on the front, and then that was just the counterattack. But the problem is they counterattacked me so well that once again that was the break. So I'm in a position where, I probably shouldn't have been the one to cover that, but I am, and now I'm just covering the counter from my initial attack. So,
I'm sure this hurts really bad.
Hey, I'm all sorts of over leveraged here.
Yeah, and that's where just remembering in future races, like I want to say there's like 4 or 5 Kelly riders in this selection. Just knowing that they have the numbers, 100% lay back next time. Let another team with numbers cover that move. Make them burn a match because it looked like it hurt really bad. I know you talked to him right here, told him you had a little bit of a gap, but the group's coming fast. These straightaways are just long enough to where people can roll steam and catch up to you. And I think you quickly realize that, even though you're putting out a bunch of power.
Yeah, you just had to I don't know what the formula was to make the brake stick.
Pushing onwards, we're 29 minutes in to this 40-minute crit, and Bryce, you've been sitting in a little bit. You're feeling a little spicy. We're gonna bust off an attack here in a couple corners. What's your mentality going into these attacks on the straightaway?
So we had 29 minutes. I think their race time overall was taken down a little bit, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, they cut like 5 minutes off of us.
So it had been a super hard race, and so I just wanted to, 29 minutes in, we've been racing super hard, so why not keep it fast? And I wanted, like I said, just wanted to push more and more selections if possible, and if I could push anyone off the back, I wanted to drive the pace. I just wanted to be a super aggressive rider.
Yeah.
And I think I may have done that, but it seems as though it was at my own detriment.
Yeah, there is a lot of hitters in this group. Kelly has a lot of good guys. There's some other teams in here as well. And, I mean, this is a really, really big 2-3 race that pays out a lot of money. When 80-plus guys show up to the start line, like, there's going to be some watts in the field. Pushing on, 33 minutes in, and you're going to kind of play repeat on yourself. Is when we hit the long straightaway for the start-finish line, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to pop off an attack, and I thought it was perfectly timed right here because the field is bunching up a little bit. They're kind of congested. The speed's slowing down. I feel like if you would have laid back a little bit more to get a little bit cleaner line and then launch it, but you're already like 7 bike lengths back right here. Even this is a long effort.
Yeah, and what ended up happening is that I just continued to accelerate, and I didn't get that speed differential. So it seems like the folks in the front just kind of got up to speed, and then I just continued to sprint past them. So they were eventually going to get to where I was. I may have passed them with like a mile, maybe 2 mile an hour speed difference, and that's just not at this level. That has to be far more different. The variance has to be much bigger. So
yeah.
They easily just grabbed me right back. And then, I'm sitting on the front thinking that I'm forcing a selection when I'm just burning myself out.
Yeah, so we're coming to 2 to go at the line. And Bryce, before this footage transitioned over, you had pulled for almost like a full lap and a half or something like that with 3 to go. And I was really shocked when I saw this. I feel like you kind of burned your match coming into 2 to go right here, and now look, the entire field is going to come around you. Here come the sprinters, here come the teams to get their lead out guys and stuff organized, but it's getting dicey, man. You've made the selection. We'll see what you can do with these last 2 laps.
Yeah, and like I said, I was pushing for a break the entire time, and unfortunately it put me in a situation where I think I cashed in a lot of my energy mid-race. And so at this point, a lot of my snap's gone. And there's just the field here is so much stronger that I'm hanging on for dear life at this point. And if it was a break, it would be a little bit more smoother. And so I'd be able to kind of contest if there was a break. But the fact that the group's still here, there's been a group of people who probably have been sitting in, haven't put their nose out in the wind. They're going to be fresh and they're going to be ready to snap, and that's just not the case for me.
Yeah, having to put down 1,000 watts, the sprint before the sprint, coming into 1 to go right here. Yeah, I totally understand. And sometimes that's how the cards fall, is like you have your race strategy that you want to implement and execute. And as we all know, that's racing. Sometimes it doesn't work out, and you come out to the end of the race, to the last lap right here, with no more matches left. And either way, dude, what spot did you finish? Do you remember?
I think I got 16th or 17th overall.
Dude, out of a field of 80 plus riders, with as fast as it was and as technical as these turn 1 and turn 2 are, I was stoked, man. You can see me on the sideline right here. When you come into this little left-hand chicane or right-hand chicane, I'm like yelling at you, like to get you psyched to go. But as you said, no more snap left. It's all good, man. This was a super fun race. We're really excited to maybe come back to this one next year and have more guys in the front of this race and control it a little bit more.
Yeah, this is definitely one that's going to be on my calendar. It's just, yeah, like you can just see here. Like I'm not going to risk it.
Yeah.
For 15th place, but yeah, like overall, like amazing event. Definitely going to do it again. I had so much fun doing it. It's a really cool event. It's a really old event. The pro race is really cool. It's a different kind of style. And it's just an overall, like I said, I grew up attending this race. My dad did this race, so it's kind of coming full circle for me, and being able to participate in it is just absolutely awesome. So I really do like this event. It's just absolutely amazing.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, appreciate you jumping on for this edit, and everybody stay tuned for more videos. We have some more Ore Road stuff coming up. We have some more, we got regionals in Winston-Salem coming up. So I'm sitting on a lot of videos, and other than that, catch you on the next one.
Thanks for having me.